Start with a lesson on adding rational numbers. We're going to start with an easy one that you guys probably already know. So some of you might want to fast forward through this, but others of you, if you need review with, especially with fractions and decimals, need to listen through the whole thing. The sum of two positive numbers is positive. The number will get greater, which means we will be moving to the right on our number line. If we look at this on this problem on the number line, we would start at 3 and we'd move to the right 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like everybody knows, 3 plus 5 is 8. With decimals, what you have to remember is you need to remember to line up your decimal points. So 1.5 plus 2 is 2.0. That's 2 ones. It's got to line up in the ones column. And then you can add. So we'd start at 1.5 right here. We add 2 units. That would be 1 unit. This would be 2 units. And you can see we are at 3.5. For fractions, this is a one some of you might need to review. Fractions, don't forget that you need to have a common denominator. So the least common denominator or multiple for 4 and 6 is 12. So we multiply 4 times 3, which gives me 12. And then we have to also multiply the numerator by 3, which is 9. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. Now we can add. So we add our whole numbers. 1 plus 2 is 3. Add our numerators. 9 plus 10 is 19. And now you can see we have improper fraction. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. So we're going to change that to a mixed number. 12 goes into 19 one time, and there's 7 left. So 19 twelfths equals 1 and 7 twelfths, and then we add that to the 3. So we get 4 and 7 twelfths. So that's a little review on your fractions. But don't forget to simplify, and also, if you need to review this, you can go to phschool.com at ARE0303. That's the web code. You can go to Khan Academy on adding mixed fractions, or in your booklet on page 25 there's a review of adding mixed numbers. So let's go back to that problem we were just doing and look at it on the number line. So if we're taking 1 3/4, 1 3/4 would be about here. We're going to add 2 and 5/6. We're adding almost 3. 2 and 5/6 is going to be 2 3/4. Here's 3 3/4. And then we have to add 5/6 more. So that is going to put us just a little bit over 4.5 at 4 and 7 twelfths. So that's how you add when you have two positive rational numbers. Now if you're going to add two negative numbers, the sum of two negative numbers is going to be negative. You're just going to add them like they're positive and give your answer a negative sign. So this time when you add a negative, your sum's going to get smaller, which means we'll be going to the left on our number line. So if we have -3 plus -5, it's like if you borrowed $3 and then you borrowed another $5, then you owe $8. You're $8 in the hole. That's negative. So we're going to start at -3. Go 5 units this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whenever we add a negative, we're going to go to the left on our number line. Our original number should get smaller. Same thing for decimals, and don't forget when you're doing your decimals that you have to line up your decimal points. So this time we start at -1.5. We're going to go 2 units to the left because it's negative. That would be 1 unit. Here's 2 units, and we end up at -3.5. Now we're going to do another quick review of fractions. And we're adding two negative numbers. So again, with your fractions, you need to get a common denominator. So 4 and 6, common denominator is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. Now we're just going to add our whole numbers. -1 plus -2 is -3. 9 plus 10 is 19. So now we have negative 3 and 19/12. And again, we're going to change this to a mixed number and add it to our whole number. So we get negative 4 and 7/12. On the number line, it is going to look like this. We're going to start at negative 1 and 3/4, which would be about here. And we're going to add negative 2 and 5/6. Well, negative 3 and 3/4 would be negative 1, plus negative 2 would be 3 and 3/4, and then we still have to add 5/6 in there. When we add 5/6, it's going to put us just a little bit past a half, so then we get negative 4 and 7/12. So that's how you add numbers that have the same signs. Your next video is going to show you how to add numbers that have different signs, so adding a positive and a negative.